Good afternoon, friends, and especially those of you who are connected here to First United Methodist Church. I'm excited. I have some important news for you to share today. For those of you who were in worship on Sunday, you heard the announcement that we will be resuming in-person worship here in this sanctuary on Easter Sunday at 10:30. I want to share with you for just a few minutes about that, because it's very important that you understand as you prepare to come back that you get in a good headspace about our reconnecting with each other face to face. We realize that this is not the time for everyone, and some of you may be concerned or questioning about whether or not you want to be here for Easter Sunday. Well, please know that we are going to be live on Facebook, and we will be live on our website, and we will be on our YouTube channel, and so there won't be any problem at all for those of you who want to continue to engage us in that way. It just may not be your time to be around larger crowds or out in the public, but we're finding that a significant number of our members have been vaccinated, that many of you continue that very important protocol of wearing your masks when you're in public and around people that you're not closely connected with, and that you're ready to do that. So for those of you who are ready to come back, welcome back. We're going to start back Easter Sunday, April 4th at 10:30 a.m. But what you need to know, and I can't stress this enough, is that things are going to be different. In your absence over this last year, the sanctuary's been turned into a sound stage. We have an array of technology along with several cameras that are set up out here, and they will continue to be in the places that they're in, and so they may be a little bit distracting for you. So we want to prepare you for that. But we also want to prepare you for the details of coming in, being seated, and exiting. First of all, there will only be two unlocked entrances on Sunday morning. On King Street, our main entrance to the front of the church, that will be unlocked. There will be special handicap parking reserved out in front of the church. There are ramps that come into our side door, so you don't have to negotiate steps. So we will have that as our primary entrance. You'll be greeted at the door as you come in. The door will be wide open for you, and one of our ushers will be there to use a touchless system to take your temperature before you come in. We are going to ask that you, if you register with a temperature of 100 or higher, that you come back at another time, because it may be an indication that you've got the flu, you've got a virus, or you have the coronavirus, and we want to protect those folks that will be here in the building. So you'll be greeted at the door by one of these ushers. Contrary to what has happened in the past, they won't be shaking your hands, they won't be hugging you, but they will be warmly greeting you as you come through the door. You'll find an offering plate at that door, and you'll be invited to give your offering either as you arrive or as you leave, because we're not going to be passing plates up and down the aisle. When you enter the sanctuary from that front entrance, you'll find that there's only one way in, and that's down the center aisle. You won't be able to access the side aisles if you come in from that direction. And there will be an usher in the side aisle directing you to the next available pew. Because the truth is, your pew and your seat are gone, at least for the time being. We need to be able to seat people in the sanctuary in an orderly fashion and quickly as you enter. And so there will be an usher in the center aisle that will be directing you to the next available pew. We'll be able to seat you 3 or 4 people to a pew. Now, if your family has been together this whole time and it's larger than 3 or 4 people, and you might take up a row of 6, you'll still be able to all sit together. But for those of you who come on your own or maybe with one other person, we'll need to be able to seat you where there is room. There will be bulletins laying on the pews so that you will have access to that. What you will not find in the pews, you won't find any hymnals, you won't find any Bibles, you will not find registration pads, you will not find pencils, you will not find offering envelopes. All of those items have been removed, And from the places where you will sit, so have the pew cushions, because they're very difficult to clean and they can retain germs and viruses, and so we are not using those for seating at this time. For those of you who will be coming in by the Queen Street parking lot or the gathering area entrance, you'll find the same thing. There'll be an usher waiting to greet you. You'll have a quick temperature scan, and you'll be directed up the steps or to the elevator to come into the sanctuary by way of the transept. And as you enter the transept, you'll find an offering plate there. And as you come in or leave, we invite you to deposit your offering in the plate, because we're not, again, going to be passing those plates up and down the aisle. You will need to access your seat by one of the two side aisles, because the side aisles are for moving toward the back of the church. The center aisle is for moving toward the front of the church. This is to maintain a safe traffic flow and keep people properly socially distanced from one another. And you'll find an usher in that aisle ready to direct you to the next available pew as you come in that entrance. We will have communion. You'll get more instruction about that as we get closer and on that Sunday. But we will be doing that as a part of our Easter service, and we will resume the tradition of doing that on the first Sunday of each month. There is obviously a number of you who know that we have a number of people that feel the call during the worship service. So don't worry, you'll still be able to access the restrooms. You can only access the restrooms from the side aisles, but by reverse direction. You'll have to come forward on the side aisles, and there are restrooms available out either side of the sanctuary doors. We ask that you not cross across the main front of the church, because there are 3 cameras that are pointed up at the action taking place up here in the chancel area. And so in order for you to not block the view of our guests at home, we're going to ask that you go out the side doors if you need to attend to any restroom needs or any of your family members need that. The service will also end a little differently. You're used to seeing our staff out and about making connections with you. You're used to seeing me at the front door greeting you as you leave each Sunday, sometimes even as you come in. In order to keep all of us safe and in order not to have bottlenecks in our aisles, all of our staff in worship leadership and all of our staff in general, they will be downstairs until the time of worship beginning, and all of our staff will go immediately downstairs to our offices after worship is over, because we want to avoid people clustering up and congregating after the service in the aisles and in different parts of the building, because we're going to invite a slow and orderly process of leaving the building. And again, our ushers will be directing you as to how to exit. Now, for those of you who came in one way, if you're going out that same way, you'll actually use a different aisle. If you came in from the front of the church, the King Street side of the church, then you will exit the church by the side aisles and continue moving toward the back. If you came in through the back entrance of the church, the Queen Street parking lot, our gathering area, you will actually exit the church from the center aisle. I know it sounds confusing, but we've been working through this process. We know that we feel like our ushers will be able to help you and get you moving in the right directions. We also want to encourage you not to congregate in the parking areas. A lot of churches that have gone back to in-person worship have found that they work really hard inside the building to keep people properly distanced, but they're so excited to see that, and we certainly understand that we're excited to see each other, that once they get out in the parking lot, the masks come off and people are not socially distanced and they're close together, and we're trying to avoid some of that by dismissing in an orderly fashion. There'll be a lot of great music on Easter Sunday. However, none of it's going to be coming from you. We are not having the congregation sing hymns, do responses, or any of those kinds of things, because we understand, again, from the CDC and from our denomination, that singing actually projects water droplets further than regular conversation and can cause spread of the virus. And so even though things are improving and we're getting back together, the pandemic still persists, and we want to protect you. So we will have a number of worship leaders that will be providing music for you, both instrumental and vocal. And our leadership up front will be leading you in the responses on your behalf. You'll find your bulletin in your pew, and we do ask that you take your bulletin with you when you leave, because it will help us in making sure things get cleaned up. There are a lot of other things that we're going to be sharing with you over the next few weeks, including our online reservation system, how to connect with that and schedule your reservation. Also, we're going to go to an electronic attendance pad. You'll be using your cell phone to register your attendance before we would pass pads up and down the pews. Well, we're going to go to a texting system for you to register your attendance with us. And that's about it for now. We are making plans for a nursery. We'll update you on that. We are making plans for overflow space should there be more than 115 people that want to worship with us on any given Sunday. And that's why making those reservations are going to be very important so that we can adequately prepare. So thank you so much, and happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I saw those shamrocks, Judy Davis, and appreciate that. And if you're a little confused and don't see my green beard, that's because my Facebook picture is actually from several years ago. Adair from one of my students put me up to it. He turned his purple. So best of luck to all of you on this beautiful St. Patrick's Day. May God bless each and every one of you richly, and we look forward to seeing you in church. And remember, for those of you who are not able to be here in person, our online services are going to continue indefinitely. We found those to be vitally important to many people, not only here in our community, but across the country. So thanks for your time. God bless you. May God fill your home and your heart with the peace and the joy and the hope of this beautiful St. Patrick's Day.